When anywhere in the world you say Sarajevo, everybody will understand you. Sarajevo is a fact in the world's history, whose mere mentioning unleashes a torrent of feelings, associations, reminiscences. Sarajevo is an important and distinguished participant in the common heritage of the world, collective memory, and global spiritual substance of mankind. And it is so not only because of the mere stroke of fate or the will of history, but also because of the traditional, long-existent, deep-rooted, and quite remarkable attitude of Sarajevans and their city towards phenomenon of existence and being, towards modalities and manifestations of living in space and time that they were given and to whom they have belonged. Even though at times it may have been embittered or it may have strayed, Sarajevo has always been left with enough wit and wisdom, with forces much stronger than any hardships or fallacies, which forces have acted positively, proving their meaning and emanating goodness, thus attesting to all nice and good words told and loves about Sarajevo. There are energies and synergies, strivings and acts that bring this city in balance with the world and time, that make this city alive to the maximum and guided on the right and good way, which has brought Sarajevo to our days and which Sarajevo will follow. Here, we talk about GRAS, about Sarajevo Canton Public City Transport Company, one of the positive characteristics of the phenomenon called Sarajevo. We talk about GRAS, which is, let us say, more often than not treated as something completely natural, self-existent, as a collateral phenomenon that seeks no special attention, either through some financial support or nice words. And we keep forgetting that GRAS is a peculiar, remarkable and exciting metaphor about existence, endurance, strivings, ups and downs of what Sarajevo is and of its everyday and centuries-old life. In this year of 2005, we mark the 12th decade since 1885, when the first city transport line was established in Sarajevo, when a horse-drawn tram was first regularly used in Sarajevo's streets. Horses' reins were held by Johann Handke, who guided the horses and the first streetcar along the rails, thus connecting and leading Sarajevo and Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country on the margins of Europe and its mighty Austro-Hungarian Empire, to Europe and new times. It all happened in Sarajevo before it happened in the capital, the Imperial Vienna. Only 10 years after that historic event, in 1895, again before Vienna, one of the first electric streetcars in Europe also drove through Sarajevo. Since then to this day, the heir to the duties and right to public transportation in Sarajevo, or our eternal GRAS, as we call it today, is one of the most reliable participants and witnesses of the modern times of ancient Sarajevo. The one who deserves to be known and talked about, the one who has a credible story for any moment of its long existence and history. The one is believed whatever he says. The one that is the symbol of its city. The one that is always a contemporary of our past and always a harbinger of our future times. Even some 10 years ago, when it was almost annihilated, when all that was left of GRAS was just love, striving and determination in hearts of all GRAS's employees and their city, like a promise and hope, like a fertile seed of new life. Because GRAS is one of the most important categories, one of the most vital components that give shape to both the character and real substance of the city of Sarajevo. GRAS is the technological medium, the initial foundation of systems which give a city its name, but it is also the carrier of reproductive, creational, and life-making chemical and spiritual processes, without which Sarajevo would be a pile of buildings with no true meaning, set infinitely apart. But a poem about life bears no resemblance at all to life itself. Public transport is a very complex and complicated system that contains a huge number of interdependent components. Of course, the system is bigger when the area of provision of services is larger, when the terrain is diversified, when there are different modes of transport involved. Sarajevo and its surroundings pose a great challenge in this regard, which greatly increases needs for organizational, technological, technical, human, and other resources. In short, based on the basic facts and most conspicuous elements, this is how GRAS looked like in early 1992, just before the aggression against Bosnia and Herzegovina. GRAS had 3,350 employees, 487 vehicles, 92 trams, 93 trolleybuses, 210 buses, 92 minibuses, and 47 special and maintenance vehicles. The city was covered with 78 regular lines of all modes of public transport, with 260 million passengers transported every year. After the aggression in late 1995, GRAS, a company with 110-year-old history, presented only horrifying and depressing facts. 349 vehicles were destroyed or stolen, 108 vehicles were heavily damaged, 59 vehicles suffered light damages, only 17 vehicles remained unscathed. When damages inflicted to immovable resources are included, vehicle maintenance, buildings, power plants, lacquer shop, warehouses and office space, 9 electrical substations, dispatcher buildings, rail tracks, trolleybus and tram overhead lines, inclined elevator and lower station of the Trebević cableway, GRAS was left with only 20% of its pre-war resources. It was the time when it was safe, but also very painful to say that GRAS stopped to exist. Worried citizens of Sarajevo were asking, are we witnessing GRAS's agony? Can Sarajevo really live with no public transport? Still, those citizens were not great in numbers. They were those who did not know GRAS and its employees well, those who did not know what hardships GRAS had survived before. Those citizens do not know how often GRAS and its employees consciously agree to be victims of their own victories, how they give their best to win and then give up on what is rightfully theirs. And they do it for the joint future, the only one possible, of their GRAS and of their city. In the period from 1996 to 1999, GRAS rose from the rubble to its feet through our own efforts and with the help from the world. Today, GRAS almost has its pre-war strength. 2,020 employees, 401 vehicles, 82 trams, 74 trolleybuses, 177 buses, 68 minibuses driving on 102 routes, 24 routes more than before the war. GRAS has the inclined elevator and cableway, which needs to be rebuilt again. In 2004, GRAS had 15,600,000 trips and it transported 173 million passengers. For this level of operation to be achieved, much had to be done. Some of it is visible to everybody, and some of it only to experts. Here is a part of the story about GRAS's victories in the last few years. Renovation and modernization of the lacquer shop. Construction of ultra-modern station for vehicle inspection. Reconstruction of substations Jezero and Vrazova. Reconstruction of the facility for overhaul and modernization of tram cars, which is the basis for the future tram factory. Overhaul and modernization of trams, the Satra projects, encompasses 25 two-part and 12 three-part articulated trams, which are partially low-floored. The project is implemented in Sarajevo, mostly in GRAS's workshops, in cooperation with Siemens and Pars Nova. Reconstruction of a part of tram tracks. This project, together with many other activities, is self-financed and is supported with funds earned through GRAS's additional activities and marketing services. GRAS deserves to be helped. By helping GRAS, both the canton and city also receive support. We have already mentioned, have we not, that GRAS has been a harbinger and symbol of its city's future for 120 years. Even though GRAS symbolically always goes in circles, this company has always been the pioneer that blazes trails to better and nice future for everyone living in or just passing through this city. That is the basis of GRAS's strategic principles and imminent projects for the period up to 2008. Some of these projects are underway, while others are in preparatory stages. The greatest attention will be paid to the traditionally strongest tram traffic, i.e. its improvement and transformation into so-called light rail tram system. The new system has huge advantages in terms of capacity, speed and comfort. GRAS was commended by citizens for the reconstruction work done on the tram tracks, which obviously contributes to improved quality of civilized life in the city. An expert explanation of this work is the following. The upper set of tram tracks was completely removed and the reinforced concrete plates were reconstructed. The tracks were replaced, as well as the supporting and closing track systems. Instead of an obsolete, inflexible foundation, we used elastic undersealing of rails with Sika's Icosit. This solution has proven its quality in many European cities. Apart from elastic fixation and considerable reduction of noise, and which is dangerous for nearby buildings, this solution also provides high performance, long durability, and good tram guidance. Further meeting of requirements for introduction of this system is underway. Overhaul and modernization of trams CKD, K2, and our own production of trams Satra 2 and Satra 3, as well as the reconstruction and modernization of tram tracks. The transformation will be done in the following phases. Introduction of the priority system on junctions with traffic lights with a view to increasing transport speed. Building of changing points where tram routes intersect other modes of transport and equipping of other stations for quicker exchange of passengers. Construction of the first phase of new routes. Central terminal on the new line through Radičeva Street. Construction of the second phase of new routes from Ilidža to Hrasnica via Vojkovići and Dobrinja. Construction of the third phase, a tunnel route in the city center from Marindvor to Higienski Zavod with 2 to 3 underground stations. Introduction of an integrated tram-train system for direct connection of the city's suburbs with the city center. Also, we plan to renovate trolley buses in our own facilities, future factory, and to purchase 35 buses and 20 minibuses. We are also preparing an epochal project, introduction into traffic of ecological LPG-powered buses, which would greatly contribute to reduction of air pollution and improve the quality of living. We are also finishing the project of putting into operation an integral system of automated control of public transport, networking all vehicles and GRAS's stationary checkpoints into a single radio network system, introduction of the electronic cancellation system. Let us finish the overview of GRAS's project with another project, renovation and reconstruction, or to put it this way, building anew of the Trebević cableway, which would be financed by GRAS and city authorities. Return of citizens to Trebević in ultra-modern cableway cabins would be enriched with another possibility. In order to make it easier for citizens to access the starting station, GRAS has decided to lower the station all the way to the Miljacka River, i.e. to the parking lot just opposite the city hall. In other words, passengers would just get off a tram and enter a cableway cabin, which would bring them to our beautiful, a bit forgotten and a bit mourned Trebević. This was an exhaustive trip through GRAS. Let us now return to its center, to the axis which moves it all and around which it all moves, to the man without whom this GRAS would not even exist.
Ljudi me često pitaju kako mi to sve uspijevamo. Privatno me pitaju, a nekad i zvanično. Ja se nekad pitam kako mi to radimo. Mi smo tokom rata bili potpuno uništeni. Vozni park je praktično bio nestao. Mi smo se morali sjetiti da ova vozila moramo da popravimo. U mnogim preduzećima ova vozila bi bila otpisana, jer su to stara istočna vozila. Mi smo ih krpili, pripremili za sanaciju, poslije za obnovu, a sad se već nalazimo u fazi razvoja. Ovdje gdje se ja sada nalazim, ovdje je remont tramvaja. Ovo je embrion buduće fabrike tramvaja. Odmah do ovog remonta gradi se nova fabrika tramvaja. Da ne bude malo pretenziozan, ali moram reći da ćemo mi vjerovatno i odavde proizvoditi tramvaje za tržište. I ono što je jako bitno je to da se naše rukovodstvo i radnici uspijevaju prilagoditi vremenu i to je ključ našeg uspjeha i budućnost ovog kolektiva.
Just like we recognized and confirmed the remarkable achievements, qualities and values of Sarajevo's GRAS with the greatest April 6th award and many other awards, the world did the same by unselfishly helping GRAS after the aggression, thus pointing out GRAS's importance for reconstruction of the city that went through the 4-year devastation. It was shown in 2004 in Vienna when GRAS received the International Award for Tradition and Excellence, Actualidad 21st Century, of the renowned Madrid's Actualidad, a magazine for tourism, industry and excellence. The award was given as recognition of success and symbol of triumph. The vehicle maintenance facility for some time already has the certificate ISO 9001-2000, while the same certificate ISO 9001-2000 development and introduction of a system of quality management was given to GRAS on its 120th birthday. On the same meeting, GRAS rewarded the ones who helped its reconstruction and growth, the Sarajevo Canton Assembly and its government, and the government of Japan and the Czech Republic. The world knows how important GRAS is for Sarajevo. The city knows it too. But it is quite clear that there remain in Sarajevo and in all of us many reasons and much space to recognize and remember what and how much that GRAS means to us. What is immensely valuable with GRAS is not only what can be seen, but also that beautiful place which GRAS occupies in our feelings, our soul, and in the spirit of Sarajevo.